Hey, this is Andrew from AJS Woodworks, and today I'm going to be showing you how to wire up your Leer topper. This is the Leer 100XR. I'm going to be wiring up both the third brake light and the auto lock and unlock feature. So the first thing you want to do is check and make sure that you have this module here by tag. Basically, it has the inputs for your CHMSL, which is your third brake light, your dome light, and then your lock and unlock, and then this is the plug down there that those connect to. So you should have gotten a plug with your topper that looks like this, and that will go up into that box there. On this plug you have a ground, which is the black wire. You have the red wire with the white stripe, which is your CHMSL, or your third brake light, and you have the red, which is your dome light. On the other end, you have the ground end, as well as these two wire ends that are not yet stripped. You should have also gotten a lock and unlock cable. So this is the lock and unlock cable here. You have two of these female adapters here that will slide up into this here. And then on the other end, you have two regular wires. This wire is long enough to reach all the way up to the front where the third brake light wire is for the truck itself, as well as the lock and unlock wires are, and that's where we want to splice them in. So I'm going to be okay with this wire that it came with because it's long enough to reach, but this wire is not long enough to reach, and it needs to wire into the CHMSL. So I am going to splice another wire to it. I have some 18 gauge wire here, and I will splice into the wire, or maybe both wires, depending on if I want my dome light to work. But I can splice into at least the CHMSL wire, solder that there, or connect it with a butt connector, whichever one you prefer, and then run this wire here from this all the way up to the front, just like I'm going to do with this one, and we'll connect it or splice it in with the CHMSL wire up there. So now I'm going to go ahead and prep the wire that's going to go to the CHMSL. So I have this plug here with the white and red, and I have my extra long wire that I can attach to it. So I'm just going to strip a little extra off here. Exposed wire there, and then I will strip some off of here. Expose some of that wire. And go ahead and prep for soldering. Now I have my heat shrink tubing. You always want to remember to put that on first before you connect them. So go ahead and slide it on. Doesn't matter which side we're sliding it on. This heat shrink tubing is for 2 to 5 millimeter wire. Then we can go ahead and twist our wires together. Get a nice twisted connection there. Alright, so I have these two wires. I stripped them both and then I twisted them together. I have the heat shrink tubing on one side, and we're ready to solder it together. Alright, now we have it soldered. Now we can put the heat shrink on it. There you go, got the heat shrink on. Usually like to use a heat gun instead of a soldering iron to do it, but works either way. I'm gonna go ahead and add these connectors in, going off of this diagram here. So the green one will go next to the red and white, the blue one will go next to the ground. just click into place. Now this portion of it is ready to plug in. So now we're here at the box and we can plug it in like so. Alright, now I have the black wire that I fused to the CHMSL, and I have it laid out here so I can figure out how much length I need. I'll probably cut it off around here by the front wheel. It only has to go up to about there, but I want to make sure I have enough because I'm going to have to run it underneath the vehicle, and then we'll have to find a place to wire this in. I'm not going to worry about the dome lights right now. I can always get to these. They should be pretty easy to get to. This will be tucked away, but I can pull it up and I'll just cap this off for now. So I don't necessarily need the dome lights wired up right away, but I hope to get those wired up soon. For now, we'll focus on grounding it and getting our third brake light working. All right, in order to feed the third brake light cable, I fed it through here. And basically, if you look down in there, you can see that hole that I have it running through. And then once you run it through that hole, it's really easy. You just reach up through here. And as you can see, it comes out through the side panel there. And then we'll just run it through. Now I have the wire run down through the fender. And I have it crossing over the top of that beam there. And now I'm gonna go ahead and where it transitions into this just plain uncoated wire, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap that with electrical tape just to protect it as it runs along the length underneath the truck. And then I'm gonna take it up through a rubber grommet that will be up under the cab, and I'll show you which one that I use. So I now have my wire run. I just have it run up along the edge of the cab here, and then I actually passed it through that hole right there, which has a pretty tight seal with that rubber seal surrounding it. And then up here in the floorboard is where it comes out. So you have to take off this piece here, the kick plate there, but that just snaps right off. And then you can get up under here and it comes out right there. And then you just run it right up to your BCM. So I'm gonna do the same with the lock and unlock wires, run them up underneath the truck and through this hole here, and then we'll plug them into our BCM. All right, now I have the lock and unlock cables, those blue and green ones, going down through there. And they run along the same route as the other cables, up through that rubber seal there and out through here. And it is a tight seal still. It's not stretching it very much at all. So I don't doubt that this will stay pretty well weather tight. Now we can come up under the dash here and you can see your BCM, this box right here. And it has, I think, 7 plugs. Let's see, and they count from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're interested in X4, which would be the 4th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And it has a tab here that we can press. We'll pull this one out. It's the black plug. And then we're looking for the violet wire with a white stripe. Be careful because there's also a white wire with a violet stripe. You don't want that one. You want the violet wire with the white stripe, which I have separated here already, but typically it's kind of in the middle of the pack there. And you can see where it inserts there. It is pin number 11. So this is the wire that we're going to splice into for our third brake light. It's our CHMSL wire. So it is the third one up, fourth one across. So you want to find the wire, unclip it, and give it a little pull. And then now that we have it out, we can have better access to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and expose a small area. Unfortunately, my wire strippers are not, they don't have a small enough hole on them to strip the wire. So you want to carefully strip the wire, being careful not to cut any of the actual wire itself, which will reduce your signal. Now I have the wire exposed. Now we can go ahead and splice in our CHMSL wire. So I have that here, and we just want to make a good solid connection by wrapping the wires together. So I'm just gonna wrap them. And I prefer this to doing the whole T-tap, just because you get that much stronger of a connection. Now we can go ahead and either use a heat gun or the soldering iron to shrink down the heat shrink. So now that we have the heat shrink on, we can go ahead and plug the wire back into the connector here. So remember, it's 3 up, 4 over. Now that we got that slid in, snap that back in place. It's in there nice and tight. And then we can move on to the lock and unlock wires. So for lock and unlock, we need to go to X6, which is, let's see, that was 4, this is 5, this is 6. Looking for a brown and yellow and a gray in the pin 2 and pin 4 positions. So there's our brown yellow, and pin 2, I think that should be our gray. So we'll go ahead and unwrap this one just like I had unwrapped the X4. So just pull this around until it comes off. You could also cut it off, but I kind of want to rewrap it. And then we're gonna go for the brown and yellow, which is the unlock. So we need to pull up on this red tab here. And then it easily pops out after that. All right, so now we'll do the same with these. So we have our brown, yellow, that came out of pin 4, and our gray that came out of pin 2. Now we need to strip these wires and connect them to their respective wires. So we got those stripped, and then we'll go ahead and connect them. Green is lock and blue is unlock. Since gray is also lock, we're gonna twist those together. We can go ahead and slide our heat shrink over it, just like we did with the other one. helps to squeeze the two merging wires together so that it's easier on the heat shrink to collapse around them and really pinch them together. Now we can put our wires back in. So the gray one, remember, is the second pin next to the other gray one. And that clicks into place. And then brown and yellow is the last one on the chain. That also clicks into place. Snap our red clip over it. So we can go ahead and plug these back in. Plug in that one. And we can plug in this one. So I have the ground connected now, and that is bolted to the frame with a 1/4-inch bolt. That's the perfect size for the ground connection. It basically threads into the ground, so I have really good contact. And I just have that bolted on there, and then everything is run up the frame like I showed before. So I have it running through a frame member all the way up to the front there. As far as the actual plug-in here, I had to change some things around from what it was before. I think somebody was trying to set it up and didn't set it up correctly, but this is how the wires should be here. So I have my red with a white stripe, which is a CHMSL. And then right next to that, I have the dome light, which is the red wire. I'm not using the dome, so I have it capped off. Right next to the CHMSL, I have the ground. And then next to that, I have the green, and next to the CHMSL wire, I have the blue. All right, we'll check out our lock and unlock feature. Right now, the topper is unlocked. You can hear that it makes the locking noise, and it is in fact locked. Now we'll unlock it. So it unlocks on the second tap of the unlock button on the key. There you go. Here it is with the third brake light lit up. So there you go. That's how to wire up your Leer topper to your Chevy Silverado. Let me know if you have any questions about the wiring. I know there's a lot that goes on with that, but that's how to hook up your lock and unlock and your third brake light on a Leer topper. Thanks for watching.